Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Metal Lens Reviews. I'm Lou, and if this is your first time tuning in, please like, comment, subscribe. Really helps the channel and helps me provide everyone else with more content. So, real quick, I have a lot of passions, I guess you would say, a lot of things that interest me, and they kind of reflect on this channel. Um, Two of them being film, music. Obviously, a lot of music reactions on here. Um, but history. History is very big and very important in my life, and I try to incorporate it in every aspect of either who I talk to. I try to give them little information. Sometimes they may not want to hear it, but I'm passionate about history. I can't help it. And that's what kind of leads us to this little trailer reaction today. It's Alexander, the Making of a God. Very cool title from Netflix. And I believe it comes out January 31st, so the end of the month. It's kind of like in the form of like a docudrama, so it's professional historians explaining the life of Alexander, cut with scenes like this, with actual actors acting out as if it were a movie. Not bad of a choice. Netflix has been very hit or miss when it comes to these things. I'm not going to get into it, but when it comes to stuff like Cleopatra and other historical stuff, in my, not to be controversial, but in my 2 cents, not that accurate. That's all I'm going to say about that. So I'm curious in what direction they're going to do Alexander. Actually, I kind of refrained from watching this because I wanted to, react myself actually to this trailer. Um, there's a reason why they call Alexander the Great. There's a reason why he has that epitaph on his name. And he died when he was 32. So that means he came from this little backwater Macedonia. You can look it up on a map. All the way east to India. I believe the last thing he wanted to do was see the Indian Ocean, and I believe he made it there. I know this because there's documents and historical written works of his exploits there, and he left these little mini kingdoms wherever all the places he traveled, right? And there's a lot of movies with Alexander. There's the big one with Colin Farrell. Um, great, phenomenal movie. There's a lot of cuts with that one. But like I said, hands down, anyway, everyone should know who Alexander the Great is, or just a little bit. Anyway, I'm not going to deep dive in a history lesson here if I've already said too much. Um, but this is Netflix version of Alexander the Great. Just from this little, you know, uh, picture right here, it looks good. So I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna watch this trailer. And yeah, this is Alexander, the Making of a God, Netflix.
A war is coming. So fierce. So apocalyptic. It will split the world in two.
Our king, my father, lies dead, and the hand of Persia is to blame.
Let's make an example of this boy. Threaten Persia, and you won't live to try again.
It is time you know your true identity, Alexander. You are the son of Zeus. Lead your men where Philip never could. Conquer Persia and beyond. It is your destiny.
Alexander is ruthless against Darius and the Persians, and he seizes the moment and takes decisive action. You!
Okay, so far, I like it. I think it's cool. Wise choice of actors. I don't know anyone I'm looking at, so I mean, I'm sure they starred in other films, but the cast looks relatively new to me. Like I said, this is going to be the kind of movie where it's going to cut in and out between live action to, you know, historians talking about Alexander and his life. But so far, I love the settings. Basically, Alexander, his whole life was filled with, these mystic predictions of him being like a, god king and yada yada yada. I mean, he fought one of the, baddest Persians in the world at the time, and won. So like I said, there's a reason why he's called the Great. It's not BS. He's, he just did everything and then some. The only thing he was really bad at was, leaving a successor. But that's another story. All right, let's continue this trailer here.
Underestimated Alexander.
We are Persians. We do not cower. We do not panic.
I'm coming for you. And your throne.
What Alexander the Great accomplishes, it seems like something out of myth. And yet he did it.
Alexander was the greatest military mind of all time. And traces of the real man are emerging in Alexandria.
Two bitter enemies.
Darius needs to be purged.
I will rip him apart with my own bare hands!
Real quick. Yeah, that's right. He got, North Africa. He got Egypt. That's why there's a city in Egypt called Alexandria that was named after him. In fact, there was a lot of cities that he conquered, and he named them after him. So, I guess that tells you a little bit about, the man, the myth, the legend, All right, let's finish this out.
Who will be victorious? Who will prevail?
So yeah, cool. I like it. I definitely am gonna watch it too. All right, January 31st. That's not too far. But yeah, I don't want people coming into this expecting 300. It's not that. It's not as flashy as 300. 300 was also based on a real event, with the Greeks, Spartans. Not gonna get into that. You probably all seen 300 and enjoyed it. This is, like I said, it's about the man, the myth, the legend, Alexander the Great, and this split docudrama of dramatic action of actors doing their thing, and then you have the historians talking about it. So yeah, I'm a nerd with this stuff. I love it already. Thank God it looks appropriate. I'm really worried about for me, the thing with Netflix is, they're funny with the casting sometimes, and we all can't be politically correct. I don't see why we can't be. I don't understand. It's just I don't know. That's my own little gripe with that. They I don't know. They have issues with that in the past. Like I said, I'm not gonna get into it, but this looks like everyone, Alexander looks like Alexander, or how I would imagine Alexander would look like. Darius, looks like Darius, or Darius, whatever his, I get his name messed up. But like I said, everyone looks and dressed appropriate. So for me, I'm not a historian, I'm a fanboy historian, an armchair historian. But I like it though. I think it's gonna do well. For people that are fans of obviously ancient Greek history, this is the guy that kind of set the stone for the ancient world, and then that kind of segued into Rome. Now I don't know why we have to keep going back though to, because we know Alexander, we know people like Caesar, we know the Persians, we know the Egyptians. What about new people? How about that in the history? Like the Byzantines, one of my favorite historic group ever. Byzantines, if you don't know, are pretty much an extension of the Roman Empire. So when Rome fell, the Byzantines just kind of picked it up. That title they got, Byzantines, was introduced later by I believe a German historian, but they were just called Eastern Romans, whatever. It would be nice. Netflix, if you're listening, give us a freaking movie of this quality, about a Byzantine emperor, or maybe like the late Roman Empire. Like, does it always have to be Augustus or Caesar or Mark Antony or Cleopatra? Could we, maybe go a little further down the Roman line or Byzantine line? I guarantee people will watch it. I rambled on enough. I like it. I think it's cool. If you like anything to do with these kind of movies, if you've seen Troy or 300 or the movie with Colin Farrell, Alexander, check this out. I'm definitely going to check it out, and hopefully it's done really, really well. And this isn't just a big tease. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time. Please, if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. And I will see you all very, very soon. Peace.